How you doing, everybody? Well, this is kind of an informative video, and I especially hope that this reaches anyone in Oregon. I live in Vancouver, Washington, right across the bridge, right on the Columbia Gorge, and I don't have a lot of say in what Oregon does. I grew up in Oregon, spent most of my life in Oregon, up until about 10 years ago when I moved here, and I still considered myself an Oregonian, but it's unfortunate. Oregon is very poor at dealing with the way that they handle their budgets. Oregonians were always proud of not having a sales tax, yet we see what that has cost in our economics down there. And without getting into too much of the details, what I'm trying to convey here is that when a town is not doing too well, when people in a town are not doing too well, they'll take just about anything. Now, Nestle, the company Nestle, for those who don't know, Nestle water has been destroying small springs and communities throughout the world. One of the most notable ones was up by Lake Michigan, where they had tapped into a spring up there, promising jobs, promising this and that. Well, once the lake started drying up and the outlets to the lake started drying up, the people weren't able to have enough water, not only to drink, but for some of their farming. And it became a big battle between the people and Nestle. Unfortunately, the city had already signed over their water rights to Nestle, and once you sign over your water rights, you don't get those back. It's not something you can change your mind on. Well, here in the Columbia Gorge, up by Cascade Locks, which is one of the most beautiful places that I know of, Nestle is trying to buy, and they've already tried this unsuccessfully in a few small towns in Washington and Oregon. Basically what they're trying to do is tap into a spring at Cascade Locks. They want to take out 300 gallons per minute, and they're claiming that it will create jobs, that it will improve the area as far as finances. And the people up there in Cascade Locks, they don't have a lot of money. There's a lot of trailers and small trailer parks and stuff up there. It's not a rich area, but the tourism of the gorge, of the Cascade area there is where a lot of their money comes in. But when a company steps in and promises you, hey, we're going to bring jobs to your area, and everything will be great and dandy, people believe it. And this is how they've suckered people into giving up their water rights over and over again. Now, not even to mention building the giant facility right there in the gorge would be a problem, but then they'll be piping it out and running trucks 24 hours a day in and out of the facility. And basically what it comes down to is, do the long-term benefits outweigh the actual cost to our infrastructure? But it's more importantly than the jobs, more importantly than the infrastructure or the trucks or any of that, is the water itself. Water is a scarce resource. Water is not something that is just plentiful as we tend to think it is. The actual drinkable water is less than 1% in the world. And there are many places that are suffering right now without water. Not just for farming, but for drinking. As long as we're letting companies buy up the rights to these things, we're going to have hell to pay in the end. And I'm going to stand firmly against Nestle on this. I can't sign really any Oregon. They have a couple of things to sign to try to get it, to try to stop it, but I'm not an Oregonian, so I can't really do much, and it's on the Oregon side. Yet I live directly across the river, and it's the same river. In the next 30 years, that water will become like gold, and it already is, and people are going to start to realize that these companies that are, Nestle is selling themselves on saying that they're trying to help people to be healthier so they can drink water instead of sodas. I mean, it's as if they're trying to sell water as like a new thing. It's kind of like recently I saw a commercial a couple of years ago about new garbage bags that were coming out, and some Glad garbage bags. They're black because they have stain blocker technology. Now, they were selling black garbage bags as stain blocker technology, something that's been around forever, but putting a new twist on it, and it's just ludicrous. And they're doing the exact same thing with water, trying to make it sound like it's some new commodity, something different, something that only if you buy it in a bottle, will it be satisfactory, but we're polluting by more plastic bottles, more pumping out and destroying of our ecosystem in order to present this water. And I think it's just because people haven't realized what an important commodity water really is. And I think people are going to learn the hard way. So, you know, a natural spring coming out of a mountain is a gold mine, literally. 20 years from now, you'll see, because we've polluted just about everything. And only the fresh springs coming directly out of the mountains are. If you've ever gone up to the mountains and found a spring popping out of the mountain and taken a drink of that water, you know how crisp and clear it is, fresh. You know, it really is like gold. But anyway, I just wanted to say that for anybody who's in Oregon, please sign that petition to stop Nestle. It's ludicrous, and if you think that creating jobs is going to be worth it, just look at the history of what they've done to the other places who have requested that they please stop pumping because their water tables are low and their wells are emptying, and the company just says screw you. So shame on Nestle, and shame on us for thinking so short-sightedly as to sign over our rights of a town and to a company just with the hopes of a few jobs. It's in other words, they get us where it hurts. They know where to push the buttons, and jobs seem to be one of those buttons. So I just thought I'd make people aware of this because I wasn't aware of it. And good luck, everybody. Take care.